Everything you can do in the CockroachDB Cloud Console, you can do in the Cockroach Cloud CLI, which means those of us who are familiar and comfortable on the command line can work faster, and agents can use it to work autonomously. This demo explores the cCloud CLI from two perspectives, one as the human and another from the agent's perspective. First, we'll explore the CLI from the human's perspective. Because I'm on a Mac, I'll use brew install for the cCloud CLI and the Cockroach SQL CLI. And with those installed, I'll now log into the cCloud CLI. Because I'm already logged into the CLI, I'll first log out so you can see what the whole thing looks like. Before we can use the CLI, we'll have to log into it. So we have cCloud auth login. I haven't logged in yet, so I'll log in now. That will automatically open up my browser. And because I've logged in today, I don't have to retype my credentials. I can now return to the terminal and I can see that I've logged in. I can ask who I am, and I'm logged in as the DevRel PMM Cockroach Labs account. I can get information about my organization or in JSON format. I can nicely format that with JQ, and we can explore the kinds of things that we might want to create in CockroachDB Cloud. This command here lists all of the regions that are available in AWS for the standard plan, of which we currently have 9, and it sorts them by distance, best estimate, which might be useful if you're trying to figure out which region to use for your location and your users. I can list all of the available CockroachDB versions. These are versions that are available to CockroachDB Cloud. With the advanced tier, you can select the version of CockroachDB to run. I can list my clusters, and if I ask for JSON output, I'll get a lot more information. I can create clusters from the CLI. In this command, I create a standard tier cluster called cCloud CLI Demo across Ireland, London, and Frankfurt with 4 provisioned vCPUs in AWS. The primary region is London, and I'll wait for it to be ready. With that created, I can ask for cluster information. I can also ask for the same information in JSON, and that provides the kind of information I'll need to connect to each of the regional endpoints and also to the top level geo-aware global load balancer. As you can do from the terminal in the SQL shell or via the UI, I can create database objects. So here's me creating a database. Next, creating a user. And then logging into CockroachDB as that user. So cCloud cluster SQL, the name of the cluster itself, my user and password, and the database I'd like to connect to. And that's the connection done. Let's give ourselves a bit more room to play with. And now I can show things like regions. And we have the 3 regions that I configured at create time. I can create a table, and then insert some values and read them back. Let's exit the shell. So we've just used the cCloud CLI to connect directly to my cluster, but as a developer, you might wish to extract the connection string from the cluster and use it somewhere else in your own applications. That's what this command is for, cCloud cluster connection string. That retrieves the full connection string minus the password that you'll need to use to connect to your cluster. As you can do in the UI, you can also configure Allowlists. This allows anyone in the world to have SQL and UI access for my cCloud CLI demo cluster. You can also configure backup frequency and retention policies with the cCloud cluster backup commands. This sets up a backup schedule to trigger managed backups every 5 minutes, and they'll be kept for 7 days. I'll come back in 6 minutes and we'll see that one of those backups has triggered. It's more like about 10 minutes later now. So if I list the backups, we've made a fair few. We have 5 backups so far, and these 2 have been made since I changed the backup schedule. Everything in the previous section of the video explored the human interaction with CockroachDB using human readable output. And now the same with JSON output can be used to script things and make individual API calls. But what we'll be doing in the next section is allowing an agent to orchestrate multiple tools and apply domain knowledge in a single transaction. So the 3 things we need for this are the CockroachDB Cloud MCP server. This allows for direct CockroachDB Cloud API access without having to use curl or bearer tokens and is OAuth based. The next are agent skills. These are where the domain specific knowledge comes into play. And finally, this video is about the cCloud CLI. This provides the SQL shell access that the agent will need, and that can be used for cluster provisioning and operational commands. Let's open up Claude and log into the MCP server. We can see here that I'm connected to the CockroachDB documentation, but my CockroachDB Cloud connection needs authentication. Let's authenticate. That opens up a browser window asking me what I'd like to authorize. I'm going to allow write access, and I'll select my DevRel organization. That's allowed. Switching back over to here, we've authenticated successfully. The same thing can be done using API keys for service accounts. With this command, I install all of the agent skills. And now if I open up Claude again, we'll see all of the CockroachDB skills are available to my agent. Now let's ask the agent to audit the security of the new cluster we created earlier and list all of the MCP tools, the agent skills, and the ccloud CLI commands that it ran. So it's found that my cluster ID was not set in my MCP configuration, so it's going to list my clusters to figure things out itself. It's just found that my cluster is completely open. It has everything it needs, and it's providing recommendations. The most critical observation it's found so far is the IP allow list, which is completely open to the world and allows anyone to connect to it for SQL or UI. The cluster is a secure cluster, so they would need to provide a password, but this is still not acceptable. The network is currently public, so it's not protected by AWS Private Link or GCP Private Service Connect. It's found that my single demo user has a password configured in the README, which obviously I use to copy from, that I'm only using password authentication instead of certificates, and various other things. It's providing me some recommendations, and it's also showing me the things that it used to figure all of this out. So a bunch of MCP server tools, an agent skill, and a whole bunch of ccloud CLI commands. We were getting information about the cluster, we were listing allow lists, we were inspecting the network, the backup configuration, of which we didn't find any issues with the backup configuration, I don't think, other than the fact that I've reduced the retention window down from 30 days to 7 days. Let's see if we can use the CLI command to remove that biggest risk. So it's figuring out what commands to use in order to undo the command that I ran to open it up to the world. And it's just deleted it. There we go. So no more public access to my cluster. And this was all from a single prompt. I didn't have to configure a complex set of instructions. I didn't have to pipe any raw JSON responses into JQ for parsing. I just gave Claude the tools that it needed and it did the rest. Let's ask it another question, this time from a billing perspective. Now I'll want to look for cost optimization opportunities. Now we'll go to the MCP server to check for previous billing information. It will also look at my cluster's configuration and probably make some suggestions given the amount of CPUs that I've provisioned and the fact that my cluster isn't very busy at the moment. It's actually written a Python script to generate the billing information. So it's using the CCloud to get my invoices, all without me having to code anything. Looks like it's failed to create the Python script. There we go. It's trying again with a hopefully fixed Python script, which has worked. It's looking at the total charges across all of my accounts. It's written another Python script, again targeting the billing command of the ccloud CLI. And it's printing it out. It's looking at all of my clusters, deriving a cost estimate based on the types of plans there are, and it has everything it needs. It's generated some tables that look into my charges across all of my clusters, and it also provides some recommendations. It reckons I can save around $60 a month on one of my clusters, $6 a year on another. It's recognized that this cluster would cost me around $337 a month if I don't delete it after this demo, which of course I will. A minor cost saving on the backup frequency. Instead of the default 1 hour or even daily backup, I've dropped it down to 5 minutes. It's noticed that I have ephemeral clusters left running, and it's also told me that my current credits that I have on my account should last between 2 and 6 years, depending on my usage. It used a couple of MCP tools, an agent pricing or cost analysis skill, and again, a bunch of other ccloud CLI commands. It listed invoices, it got a specific invoice, and it listed information about 2 of my clusters. That was by no means an exhaustive tour of the ccloud CLI. Combining the 3 new agentic technologies that Cockroach Labs have created, that's the CLI itself, agent skills, and the MCP server, to allow an agent comprehensive analysis of my CockroachDB clusters, all combining to create a very quick and capable teammate, if you will, for managing and analyzing my CockroachDB clusters.